Think I'm back. Hello. Did it really cut off immediately after I shouted, fuck off, man? Fuck off, man! Was that it? Because that was good timing. Because yous did fuck off. That was interesting, wasn't it? No idea what's happening there. So, past couple of days, Twitch has been a wee bit iffy, hasn't it? And I think it's maybe my setup. OBS. Also, see when I'm speaking to Hal, does the voice change volume again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, I mean, I just turned my head there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7, 8, 9 was quieter, wasn't it? Why is that happening? Why is that happening? It's doing my head in. It's absolutely doing my head in. It shouldn't happen. Why is that happening? Oh, it's doing my head in. Oh, you have no idea how that's... Why and how... What? I hate it. The shot of Hal with the reflection is class. It is class, but on the other hand, it isn't great because the audio is bad. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me scroll up. And Oscillating Todger just earned a new 1000 bits badge. I didn't know you could have that, Oscillating Todger. That's cool. Congratulations on your bits badge. Dearie me. My theory about the meaning of it all is slower coming true, and I'm really pumped. Nice one, Carivord. Please don't share your theory of Severance in the chat. If you want to share your theories about Severance, I've got a special Discord channel specially for it. !Discord if you're into. Big Scary Dear, why is there shame written on my forehead? What's that about? Thanks very much for the bits. Why is there shame written? Is this a Game of Thrones reference? I don't get it. Shame for the big F? Fair enough. As in, it's a wee shame that I went down. I thought you were meaning like shame. As in, get the beast. Shame. Get him. Here, everybody, get that guy. I thought like that, sort of like a public hounding sort of thing. And I'm like, what? What? Anyway, I'm not going to complain about the prices of my coffee in work anymore because... Oh, that's cool. Doctor, thank you very much for 5 subs. I should be getting a bubble blast right about now though, shouldn't I? I wonder why that's not happening. I should be getting an extended bubble blast, and I guess the only thing I can do right now is just brace for it. Docto, thank you very much for that bubble blast. I think there is something out of sequence on the gift sub bubble blasts. So I'll need to have a wee look at that. Docto, that's very, very generous of you, Docto. Docto, thanks very much for gifting a sub too. Captain Hawk, Imp, Minty Mince, Monotone Your Mind, and to Scott, 0 to do. And there must be another one, because it was 5, isn't it? I am such a skibbity lord. If I've just said your name, please feel free to thank Docto. Docto, you've been very, very generous in the chat, so thank you very much for doing all of that. It's a legend. Thanks very much. Deary me, everybody. Deary me. I'm all discombobulated, is the word, because of my wee disconnection there and then various techie stuff, but I'm going to just sort of boost on. Docto, thank you very, very much for that. How cool. Right, let us figure stuff out. So, what I'm doing today... why is that one scene louder, man? Why is that one scene louder? It's doing my tits in. So I think I maybe need to rebuild all of my scenes, which shouldn't take that long, to be fair. But the Channel 4 thing's still buggered as well. Don't know what the deal is there. Anyway, Dolan says, disrobe, let's go. Shame parade time. No, for me to disrobe, that's a different website, and you all need to pay a lot of money for that, I'm afraid. I had to restart the app. What happened? Someone used the house phone. I don't know what happened. Internet and the computers are just like, I'm not doing it. And who can blame them, man? Hello, PC Rolls Royce. How's it all going, folks? So, what I'm going to do is put together this piece of hardware. It's sort of a different dramatic experience when you brace for it. Well, let's have a wee look at the action queue just now, right? And see if I could figure this out. So it's something only to do with the gift subs. So here is how I'm programming my bubble blasts, right? See everything in this box here? So a regular sub is fine, but a gift bomb, so multiple gifts is called a gift bomb, right? So the first thing it does is pause the bubble blast queue. Then it hides the chat thing that's appearing up here. And then it creates a variable, which is the duration that the bubble blast should be. And that's calculated by the number of gift subs times 3000 milliseconds. So if you gift me 25 gift subs, you will get 25 times 3. You will get 75 seconds worth of a bubble blast. So 5 gift subs gets you 15 seconds of a bubble blast, right? And then here, what does this do? This changes the text up here to be the name of the person who's gifted it, right? Let's go through this bit by bit. Then it sets their profile picture on the big screen. And then it turns that profile picture on. And then on the other screen it says what's happening. So so-and-so gifted some stuff. And then it switches to... So if a bubble blast happens when I'm in this scene, it'll switch to this scene. So that you see the full-on blast effect. And then it'll start recording. So every bubble blast that I've had for the past couple of years has been recorded. But before it starts recording, it needs to just delay it a wee bit. Otherwise, the recording will be early. And then there's a delay here, and I don't think it should be. So where's the actual bit where I get blasted? It's here. So here is the bit that I get blasted. So is there an undue delay? I mean, that looks as if it should work. That's interesting. So that delay... I don't know why. Anyway, I can have a look at this when I'm off stream. But there is a weird delay before I get blasted, but only with multiple gift subs. So I'll need to have a look at that. Let me add that to the show notes. So here is the stream to-do stuff, not the stuff that I'm doing today, right? Fix gift sub bubble blast weird delay. That's thing number 1. Thing number 2, diagnose why mic volume is louder in certain scenes. And I think that's the only main things that I need to do. Well, get David Lynch a ringtone. Get David Lynch a ringtone and graphics. Because we need to see David Lynch on the screen behind us. Is there anything else off the top of my head that I need to do to just fix the foundational? I need a button that I can press to talk about Rachel's No Sexist poster. So I can show you the poster and put a link in chat and all of that. I think that's all. Oh, I want to bring Keanu Reeves back. Bring Keanu Reeves back. Anything else? Can anybody else think of anything else that I need to do just for the stream? Anyway. Your lights are off again for the blasts. Aye, I've no touched that. I've kept... Oh no, I thought I'd kept the house light on. But I think for the bubble blast it would be good to keep one light on so that you can see the blast happening. Because that's not happening for some reason. You're such a skibbity Rizzlord. Well, I do try, Carnivore. I do try. It's good to find a moisturiser with SPF 50, apparently. I never go outside, but I do wear moisturiser. I put it on quite a bit before my stream to keep the bubbles from destroying my skin. Offbeat Pete, it isn't. Is the audio source going to NVIDIA broadcast or something else first, maybe? No. There's no effects applied at any stage. There's no reason. There's no reason for that audio thing to happen. I don't know. I never leave my house. Apparently it gets in the house lasers, maybe. So now I need to worry about lasers in my house? Roger says, I have a very funny art project, asking a bank for a loan to gift subs on Twitch. I can get a grant for this. Good luck. Docto, once again, thank you very much for the 5 community gift subs. I hope you didn't get them via a loan from the bank. I'm setting up a website just now, and on the website there will be vehicles to buy merch and buy things that I've made and stuff like that. And there was a checkbox, and it's like, do you want to allow Klarna on your website? Klarna is like a debt company. So if people want to buy 1030 merch but get into debt to do so, I can allow that via a checkbox on my website, and it was automatically checked on. And I was like, no man, get that off. Imagine somebody getting into arrears because they've bought a 1030 t-shirt. I was like, no, make sure that's not possible. That can't happen. Jesus Christ. I've got a problem. I keep buying 1030 stuff. She's left me, but I've got a really good quality sweatshirt. Anyway. Animated Gamer says, see that cunt for Brewdog we collectively can't stand. He wants to set up a Doge in the UK for spending. I've put the link in the general stream chat and Discord if any interest. The article slates him, so there's that. The guy's such a villain, isn't he? I really don't like him. That James Watt guy. It's good to have him exist, though, so we can all collectively see a signpost of a type of guy that we don't want. You know? Does everybody know who we're talking about? That Brewdog dickhead? Oh, I don't like him at all. Anyway. Wanky Beer Man has legs. Well, I will slide tackle his legs if we were to play in a charity game of football. Carvo says, late good news. My one snug has let me lower my thermostat by at least 1 degree, and that's fairly decent for my wallet. Nice one. What's a one snug? Is that a type of electric monitoring? Just read that James Watt wants to set up a UK knockoff of Doge. Well, I mean, nobody's really taking the guy seriously, so fuck him. I don't know if you could get away with that. Or, well, the UK government will let you do whatever. But does he see himself as like an Elon Musk figure or something? What a dickhead, man. Just because he sort of defrauded people to sell cheap beer while paying his staff minimum wage and denying them of like workers' rights and stuff. Wow, what a hole of a boy, man. And doesn't he call himself Punk at the same time? What a hole of a boy. Threep Night, thank you very much for resub and welcome in. Happy Valentine's Threep Night. Happy Valentine's Threep Night. Brewdog's never turned a profit. Why is he so rich then? Did he start with money? Like, how come we need to know who he is? I've got better ideas than him and nobody knows who I am. So how come we all need to know who he is? What a fucking turd. Absolute turd. Will I get him up? Where is he? Here we go. Hey guys. Hey guys, it's James here from Brewdog. I used to be in a fishing trawler. I used to be on Outer Hebrides fishing trawler, and I'm Punk. And I tell you what is Punk? Elon Musk. And I want to be the Scottish Elon Musk because I see that he's getting a lot of attention and I want the attention. So
Instead of being in the newspaper because I treat my employees like total shit. Wow! Instead of doing all of that, I'm thinking about fucking up the government and the economy. Yay! Punk time! I'm a fucking wank!
Hate the guy, man. Hate the guy. Hate the guy. A lot of you who are watching on TikTok won't see what just happened. In order to see what just happened, you would have to be watching on Twitch. I've no set up all of that, so that works. Hate the guy, man. Absolute roaster. He's a self-made son of a millionaire. He's blasting the UK government with frivolous freedom of information requests to try and expose government spending. His understanding of punk seems to be when the government does a thing I personally dislike. He's a fucking dickhead, man. He sued people for naming a pub Punk or something. Fucking dickhead, man. Absolute dickhead. James Watt, if you're watching, I challenge you to a fight. It isn't like a charity fight or anything like that. You know, I don't have any money. I just challenge you to like a fight if you're into it. It would need to be consensual. I would like to fight you, right? If you're into that. Do you want to do that? Dickhead, man. Oh, fucking stotery I heed on him as well. Can we have an AI James Watt giving us financial advice? Maybe. Maybe I just do it like that. See, whenever I pretend to be him, gets all my energy all riled up. Anyway. These filters not working on TikTok is funny. TikTok people just seen me have a wee sort of episode there. My God. What a loser of a guy. He's got the worst ideas I've ever seen come out of a Scottish person's mouth. We tend to be cool. You're giving us a bad name, James Watt. Also, you're giving a bad name to people called James as well. People hate cunts called James, and it's because of Jamesies like you. And if you try and, like, separate yourself from all the other Jamesies, what options have you got? Jimmy? I can't fucking call myself Jimmy because the other guy fucking ruined that name as well. I hate you. What a dick. Picklebeard says, I want tickets. There will be tickets, don't worry. There will be tickets. Punk is dead, man. Jimbo has to be Jimbo. Jambo, I think, means hearts, doesn't it? Is it hearts or Hibs if you're a Jambo? I think. I don't know a lot about football, but that's got a connotation as well. Jambo. Steve likes Jimbo. Nothing wrong with Hearts, just I don't support Hearts, and it's all like, there's a whole thing there and all that. I just don't want to identify with that. I don't know anything about Hearts or Hibs or Edinburgh in general or anything like that. It's none of my business. Anyway. I blame the media for giving these evil clowns coverage. I blame everybody, man. Don't buy Brewdog. Please. Remember, folks, every pound you spend is a vote. That's how stuff gets done nowadays, is just the people with the money have the power. Every pound you spend is a vote. Don't give your money and don't give your vote to that dickhead. Thank you. See if we're all sound. We can minimise his effect on the world. And what's important to do is what I've just done. Anytime he's in the media, anytime he raises his big stupid looking head, we need to slap it down. We need to point at him and laugh because he's a ridiculous entity. We have to do it. Who is he? I'll show you. A lot of people aren't Scottish and so therefore haven't saw the wrath of this guy. So he is called James Watt, but not the good James Watt, who's a Scottish inventor and mechanical engineer. He's known as the bad James Watt, right? And he looks like Fucking hell. I'm on his personal website. He's a whole...
A message flashed up from our accountant, and these words are still etched in my memory to this day. And the words were, James, your business is technically...
James, your YouTube quality's... That's 1080p?
insolvent, and your legal...
Your microphone, your audio is really bad as well. Why is your audio so bad? You're a fucking billionaire. Buy a microphone, you tit.
obliged to cease trading.
Anyway, so he's trying to become like an influencer person. He's trying to be a celebrity, but all he's done is take money that he didn't earn and set up a business that hasn't turned a profit, and his business is really bad to the staff, and now he's trying to interfere with politics, and he's insufferable. He's absolutely insufferable. The full vibe round about him is just terrible. He should feel bad for who he is. He should disappear and just take all the money you've made, right? And just no bother us anymore. Thank you. If you buy Brewdog, please reconsider, because we can't support that laddie. There's no place for him in a contemporary Scotland. I'm all red hot. That's a guy that saw what Elon Musk has done and went, I can do that. I would like to do that here in Scotland. I've got money. Fucking hole of a boy, man. So that's who he is. Sorry if I've raised everybody's blood pressure by sticking him on your screens. Anyway. Klarna seems alright. I'm assuming late fees are massive, but I've no interest on the instalments. Pixel Pass, I've used Klarna in the past for various things that I needed, but I'm just saying on my personal merch website, I don't want people getting into debt. You know what I mean? Dead-eyed piss chimp, 100%. Amazon let me buy my Fire Stick for like £5 a month for 5 months. I took the option for the shits and giggles. Sometimes paying something up is good if it's interest-free. And I think it could maybe improve your credit report and all that sort of stuff. But like, I don't want to offer payment installments on my merch website. Chameleon says, I saw that yesterday. The egg-headed cunt, Chameleon says that as a bald guy who seems to have a fundamental inability to gain a hobby or personality outside of copying what other people do. And he doesn't even do it successfully. Absolute roastery a boy. Absolute roastery a boy. Anyway, sorry for just spitting venom at the guy, but we need to do this every time he comes up. We can't tolerate, oh, well, maybe his opinion's different from it. No! Sit in your arse. Jesus Christ. Hate him. Hate the guy. Not once did I mention that he's baldy as well, because lots of people are baldy. Some of my best friends are bald. I'd said the thing. But I don't dislike him because he's lack of hair. I dislike him because he's an absolute bastard. Nothing wrong with being bald. Some people really suit being bald. Remember, I shaved my head at the start of lockdown because I really wanted to look cool at Stone Cold Steve Austin. I wanted to be a voluntary baldy, but I couldn't because I've got mad head wrinkles. That might be a symptom of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Still to get that diagnosed. Punk is dead, man. Punk is dead. Fucking Sex Pistol guy doing butter adverts. Punk's dead, mate. Move on. Anyway. Jimbo is okay. Do you have Jet Set Willie sort of vibe? Canny be Jambo. I had a boy in my uni class and he was a chronic weed addict and dealer, but he was a massive dickhead. I mean, I was a chronic weed addict, and sort of in some ways I still am recovering chronic And I know that the words weed and addict will make a lot of people bristle, but you can get addicted to anything, man. See, like as a psychological addiction, genuinely think I had a problem with my relationship with cannabis. I still support the legalisation and decriminalisation of it, and I still support other people who smoke cannabis. It's a great thing, but for some folk, we can tan it a bit too much, and I would say I'm an example of that. I just buy attendance like a normal person, you weird freak. 100% Picklebee. 100%. If you want to support local Scottish beers, as far as I know, Williams Brothers seem to be fine. And see if they aren't fine, they keep it to themselves. And that's good enough for me. That is good enough for me. If you're buying beer, buy something from a local microbrewery or someone better like Williams Brothers. There we go, Chameleon. There you go. There's no ethical consumption under capitalism, but Brewdog is the worst. Aye, totally. Brewdog is huge in Ireland. We need to educate them. Celtic connection, man. Let's take this cunt down. His wife has been a member of the Conservative Party since she was in secondary school. Aye. Aye. It is a weird, weird setup, man. Those daft wee AirPods, man. See, the thing is, right, when I was watching that, I was thinking, he's got wee stupid daft wee AirPods. I've got the same AirPods, right? But see, seeing them on him, I'm like, fucking cunt, man, wee stupid wee fucking AirPods. Fuck the guy, fuck. It just makes everything just tainted. I've got the same ones. Don't know what it is about him, but he riles me up. Jesus Christ. Hate him. Hate him. Do a diss track. Can't say how I was going to end that sentence because I could get myself into legal bother. So I'm going to move on. He also took $1 million off the Scottish Enterprise to plant trees and they all died. Cool. Wish he would. Anyway. Don't like a guy. Don't buy Brewdog, everybody. It's a big cunt of a product and they treat their staff poorly and he's also an absolute wank. Ask Big Steve how to calm down. I think I will.
Austin.
Steve Austin, it's me, mate. Listen, I'm red hot. I've been reading about, there's this entrepreneur dickhead in my country called James Watt, right? And he treats his staff poorly. He calls himself a punk, but he's a fucking neoconservative rat. And he's now trying to get into politics. And every time I see him, man, I get red hot and my temperature is really high. And I don't know what to do. Could you help me out, please?
All right, listen up, Jimbo. This whole James Watt thing, it's got you all riled up, right? You're seeing red and you're feeling like you're going to blow your top. Look, I get where you're coming from. It's frustrating to see some punk fuck like that treating people like shit, calling himself a punk, then trying to climb the political ladder. You're telling me you're seeing red and you're feeling like this guy's getting under your skin? Okay, here's the thing. You got to take a step back and take a breath. That's right, you got to calm the fuck down, get control of your emotions. That's the first step. How do you go about doing that, Jimbo?
I think just there's a difference between responding and reacting, isn't there? I learned that from you, Steve. So breath control, maybe do the box breathing method, means that I can calm my body down, and if my body calms down, then my mind will calm down. Is that right?
You're on the right track, Jimbo. You got it. There's a difference between reacting and responding. You're right. It's about learning to control those emotions, to not let them control you. And that's where that box breathing comes in. You're right. You take those slow, deep breaths that's going to calm your body. And if you get that body calmed down, your mind will follow. It's like you're taking control of the situation. You're not letting this punk fuck get to you anymore. It's about taking back the power, Jimbo, understand? No more getting red hot. No more letting him trigger you. You're in control, and that's the key. You feel me, Jimbo?
I feel you. Stone Cold, can you stop calling him a punk, though? Because he identifies as a punk. But, like, I've got a lot of respect for punk as a movement. And I know you're not saying it in that way. You're saying it like he's a a silly punk, but you know what I mean. He's calling himself a punk, and he isn't really a punk. And so every time you say that, it's sort of raising my blood pressure a wee bit. But I'm trying to do the box breathing just now.
All right, Jimbo, I hear you. You're right. This punk's not a real punk. He's just using the label to try to look cool. You know what? You're totally right. Calling him a punk is just giving him power. I'll try to keep it to myself, but, you know, it's hard for a guy like me who's been around the block a few times to keep my mouth shut when I see some bullshit. But I'm trying to keep the focus on you, Jimbo. You're doing the box breathing, you're taking control, that's what matters. And that's what's going to help you deal with this whole situation, right? So you've got your breathing down. What else is coming up for you? How are you feeling now, Jimbo?
I feel a wee bit better, actually. See, just talking to you is actually calmed me down a wee bit. But then maybe every 10 seconds or so, I see a flash of his stupid face when I've got my eyes closed, and then it riles me up again. I think I should maybe... I'm quite good at building tools to help me, so I think maybe I should build a tool to help me with box breathing. Is it in for 5, hold for 6, and then out for 7? Is that correct?
You're making progress, Jimbo. That's good to hear. That's the thing with these triggers. They keep popping up even when you're trying to relax. It's like they're throwing a wrench in your plans, right? But you're right. You're good at building tools. And that's probably going to be the best way to deal with it. You got an idea for how you're going to build this thing? And you're right. That's the breathing rhythm. In for 5, hold for 6, and out for 7. You'll get the hang of it, Jimbo. You're a smart guy. You can figure this out. You got this, see?
Cool, man. Listen, Stone Cold, you've helped me out a lot, man. Thanks.
You're welcome, Jimbo. You're welcome. Remember what we talked about? Take control. Don't let this punk fuck get to you. Keep that breathing going. Keep building your tools, and you'll be fine. I'm always here if you need me. You got this, Jimbo.
Cheers, mate. I'll see you later. I think he's away. I'm red hot. I'm red hot. Steve's right. Steve's right. Is it 478? I think Stone Cold got it a wee bit wrong. With 567, is it 478? Do you know what we're going to do? We've got a new project started, right? New project started. We are going to have meditation mode on the stream, and we're all going to be able to do it, right? And in order to achieve it, Lynette, how you doing? Welcome in. I hate the Brewdog guy. See, anybody who's watching me on TikTok, highly recommend get yourself over to Twitch, twitch.tv/1030. There's a big chat, and we're all doing really good over here on Twitch. Look at all these people on Twitch having a great time. So twitch.tv/1030. And you can see me in proper 16:9 as well. So anybody who's watching me on TikTok, more than welcome to continue watching me on TikTok, but the actual best way is on Twitch. Mon in. It's whatever. This is good over here. Twitch.tv/1030. And if you follow me, your face shows up here. Your profile picture shows there, and your name shows there, and all that. Get yourself over to Twitch. Twitch is cool. Twitch. Get off TikTok, your bam's moan in, 100%. So is it 478? I think it's 478. So what we are going to do is create a new project, right? And let's dress it up in a sort of new age setup, right? So here, let's just purely functional, right? Let's do a new shape layer, and let's do a circle. So this is my tools that I use to earn a living. We're going to do an ellipse. We're going to add a fill to that ellipse, and we're going to make the fill white, right? Okay. So we need to breathe in for so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So it needs to be 19 seconds long. Right? So at the start of this, the wee circle's that size. And then what I'd like to do, so you breathe in for 4. So the circle will be that size. And then 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it goes to here. And the circle stays that size. And then goes back down to the size that it originally was. Right? So we can sort of preview that. And then hold it. This is maybe a bit too long. I'm feeling lightheaded. Are you sure it's 478? Do you know, I feel a lot better already. Let's make these keyframes a bit neater. Also, what we can do is, for these ones, we will do an exponential scale. And then for these, for these ones, we'll do an exponential scale. Oh no, I can't for the ones. Why not? I should be able to. Can I do exponential scale here? Yep. And then can I do it here? Aye, maybe just the way I did it. So let's see, the animation should be a lot neater now. Anyone else subconsciously breathing along to this? Well, consciously try it, man. This is good. It is good, isn't it, Dolan? Can anybody verify that the numbers are 4 seconds and then is it 4, 7, 8? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So then 11 plus 8 is 19. So I've kind of got it half a second out on both. But we will try this. I don't think the exponential scale's as good as just an easy ease. I fucked it. I think that one's better. And we can even just adjust these keyframes to make them a bit softer. Like that. And like that. And we can make like a thud here. Think that'll be good. Think that'll work. Maybe ease these ones as well, so that we're not like sharply. What are you doing, James? I'm just controlling my breathing using After Effects tweening curves, because that's how I describe motion and time and space using an After Effects timeline. Let's see how this looks. Also, we might need a wee bit of motion blur in there as well. I like that it's just solid black and white, you know, but we could maybe make it nicer, like include some hippie shit, like a mandala or something like that, round about it. Right, we'll preview this. You then hold it. I feel a wee bit lightheaded though, so maybe it gradually gets to this level. Aye, so they are too tweened. We need that to be sharper. We need that to be sharper. I hate After Effects. It used to be good, man. Right, so I think that'll be good. That needs to be about there, so that it's a similar curve as that. Cool, okay, I'm happy about this. Let's get the actual numbers bang on. Could somebody verify that the box breathing method is this? I was always a 4-second box breathing man. If anybody knows about this, tell me the numbers. You breathe in for 4, hold for how many, exhale for how many. Number/number/number. I'm seeing 444 for box breathing and 478. Campbell says 478. Is this an ad for being the best with autistic fun? Listen, here's the deal, man. We need to... 444 is a box. Aye, that's maybe why it's called a box. Aye, you're right. Autistic people, right, are often... We need to be creative because we need to figure out solutions for having to put up with bullshit that other people can just do naturally, and we can't do it naturally because of various reasons, right? Blind Boy episode this week is exactly that. He takes us through a journey. I highly recommend the Blind Boy podcast. He moved into a new office. He likes his office. That's where he records his podcast, right? But there isn't a light switch in his office. And he's got sensitivity to like industrial fucking blue light. And that's where he works, that's where he's creative and stuff. But when he goes in, he's getting blasted with this industrial blue, horrible, abrasive light. And for you, that might not be a big deal. But for him it is, because he's got sensory issues because he's autistic, right? So he spoke to the people, he's like, could we put a light switch in here? Because I'd really need it to be dim when I'm working. And they're like, well, it'll actually cost £500 to put a light switch in. And here's the deal, sometimes it goes off. So he's like, he would need to pay £500 for somebody to install a light switch. Bogus bullshit, right? So the thing that activates the light is a motion sensor in his room. And so if he sits perfectly still, it won't activate the light. And you might think, just ignore it. He can't ignore it. He's got sensory issues. That's the deal. It can't be ignored. He needs to just put up with it. Thank you very much, GDad4211. Thanks very much for resubbing. I'm doing fantastic, GDad. I'm just working on some mental health tools. So Blind Boy's sitting there. He physically can't turn off the light. And so he's trying to force himself to sit still. But his situation with his autism and neurodiversity means that he can't sit still. Also, try to tell somebody to sit still because of some weird infrastructure to do with an automated light. Fuck that, right? Fuck that. So, what's he done? Well, he's considered... he found himself... He had underpants because he was away to the gym or something. He had underpants in his bag and he had lots of Velcro... wall anchors because he just installed some sound insulation in his room, soundproofing for recording the podcast. So he put a bit of Velcro on the underpants and put another bit of Velcro on the part that's near where the motion detector is, and he's got a big stick, and so he was trying to Velcro underwear in front of a motion sensor, and at that point he realised, like, this is why people see us as eccentric and mental, because we need to fucking bend over backwards just to exist at the same level of comfort as quote-unquote normal people. And that's bogus bullshit. That's bogus bullshit. Caught himself right here. And this is kind of like what I'm doing, just because I had to look at James Watt's face earlier. I'm now programming a fucking animation to help me breathe and calm down, because if I think too hard about the world, I'll go mental. Anyway, listen to Blind Boy is good. So what he's ended up doing, he's filed an access request form explaining his particular sensory needs, and he's trying to get the landlord to pay for a light switch. Something as basic and understood as a light switch has been denied. Anyway. So just when somebody's like that, this is the most autistic thing. For me, it isn't. For me, this is just a normal, quote-unquote, normal strategy for having to deal with life. Anyway, so let's look at the 444. Hugh TV was told 333. That white circle just reminds me of James Watt's head. 2 crooked fingers, you can exhale. Yes, you can exhale. But if you see an autistic person doing something mental, chances are that's the most reasonable solution that they've come up with to deal with something that you might not be able to see. Anyway, fuck blue lights, bring back orange nighttime. Aye, 100%. 100%. British Heart Foundation is 444 for box breathing, 478 is listed as a yogic breathing technique. I wonder, we could even build an animation that starts with 444 and then goes into 478 when your body's calmed down properly. You know what I mean? Guitar, I think it's a PIR sensor, 100%. 333 can be done without someone sitting next to you noticing. Good to know. Being an island, sensory isn't shorthand for getting it fixed fast. Aye, 100%. Pants over the PIR sensor, aye. But imagine he has to invite somebody into his studio and the first thing they see is a pair of underpants hanging from the ceiling as they sit down with a guy with a fucking carrier bag on his head. They'll be like, this guy's lost the plot. And I can relate to some of the stuff he's talking about. Guy's a very creative genius. Did that with a smoke alarm in a hotel room. I had the blue light flashing. I have covered many a smoke alarm in a hotel room, but it was for different reasons than sensory issues. 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, 16 seconds repeat cycle. Okay. Roger says I won't remember box breathing tomorrow. Well, with this animation that I'm creating, we can maybe have a meditation chill out zone on stream. So see, whenever I get worked up, I'll press a button and we can all do the box breathing, and there'll be like background ambient fucking new age music, and I'll even put the party light on. I said I will even put the party light on. Try to put the party light on to calm me down and it's not even... There we go. I'll even put the party light on because it calms me down. Thank you, party light. I think this would be a good stream edition. What do you think? I'll do 444, right? Because I think it's easier. The yogic one I think is a bit more advanced and I was getting a bit lightheaded there. My God. It's kind of heartwarming to know that even legends have to do mad shit to survive what others find no bother. Hope you found some sensory peace. Hope he found some sensory peace. Fingers crossed they can just install a bloody light switch. I don't think it's an unreasonable request. But listening to that podcast, I get it. I get exactly what he's coming for. I work for the NHS and 100%, 545. I don't think it is Gary Black. But thanks for letting us know. I don't think there's any magic about the specific numbers. It's just about slow, measured, calculated breathing. Aye. Fergster, there's nothing magic about it, but there is like the recommended one that you hear. So if I'm building it, I might as well go with what the literature says. Do you know what I mean? Roger says, what does science say? 100%. Dawn says, there's so many yoga breathing things. One where you alternate breathing and blocking nostrils. Aye. I think a lot of this is just to make sure that you focus on your breathing, because if you focus on the physical it's a part of mindfulness, isn't it? So it's kind of like if you're having a panic attack, what they recommend you do is just like hold on to something. When you're having a whitey as well, what you're supposed to do is just like hold on to the thing, hold on to something that's locked down and solid, and it makes you aware of your physical space and all of that sort of stuff. As you can tell, I've been in some scary chemically induced places in my life. Hughesy, how you doing? 2 years, Hughesy. Happy Valentine's Day, Hughesy. Here, that looks like a tasty dinner. That looks like a tasty dinner. That's good. Hughesy, thanks very much for 2 years. I'll take you out for dinner to celebrate. I'm not actually. I'm not going to do that. Sorry, I'm not going to do that. Dearie me. Can it go off when it detects your voice getting louder and more agitated? Maybe. A soft beep to do the count so we can close our eyes at the same time. Different tone for different zones. Well, Neil TB, I was thinking about some sort of... I'm not a sound designer, right? But see if there's any sound designers in chat that could... Instead of a beep, because a beep might get a bit annoying, and if Llama Chan's watching, Llama's parrot, Disney-like beeps and stuff, and it would be great for this to be accessible for everybody, and even parrots. So I'm thinking a noise kind of like that would make you aware of breathing in, like some sort of sweep. Is it called a phase sweep or something like that? And we could time it up to my animation. Do I need to crack open Ableton Live just because I happened to look at James Watt's face today? I think I might need to. So I like the idea for an audio trigger. That's brilliant. Billy Connolly in chat just says Dominic Diamond is a legend. Thanks, Billy Connolly. I've got a Games Master set up here. This one's called James Master. But see if you follow me on Twitch, Billy Connolly, twitch.tv/1030. That's 1030. I can show you, I've got a big Games Master head, and I can ask him questions about video games and stuff, and he responds in the voice of Patrick Moore and everything. It's really good. It's very, very good. So get yourself over to Twitch and look at all these wonderful people talking in my Twitch chat. Twitch is really the best way of experiencing this stream full 16:9 ratio. Dolan says, different sorts of breath and exhalation supposedly work on the parasympathetic nervous system, like a full audible exhale with an vocalization. I've heard as well there's like, if you offer a restriction so that it's forcefully breathing out, that can help reset your lower ribs and stuff as well. But most of my knowledge about this stuff comes from YouTube and TikTok and things. Hello Dishes Queen, welcome in, how's it going? Thanks very much. Just clipped the party light debacle, very funny. Good stuff. Remember, for anybody that follows and is coming over from TikTok, if you follow, your profile picture shows up here as an act of gratitude. I like the idea of a small pulse while you're holding your breath was a great idea. The sound needs to be spot on. Any producers in chat fancy making me a nice ambient sound effect for my breathing thing? On the neurodivergent existence and normal life bit, I had to split a bill, but it included someone being given cash and then that person paying someone else's something. I asked to have it written down so I could follow what had happened and was had a go for accusing the others of being thieves. Aye, it's bogus. Seeing a situation like that, you're just like, right, wait a wee minute. Just, oh no, hold on, I want to follow what's going on. There should be more accommodations for people. And the thing is, for a lot of people that are neurodivergent, there's the whole thing of like, oh, well, you don't look disabled. And it's like, yes, that's exactly the point. That's why we're trying to tell. Aye, but you're just being awkward. It's like, fuck it, I'll show you awkward. You have no idea. Anyway. My parrot beeps like a fire alarm with a low battery every time he feels neglected. Miso, I've read about that. What you need to do is just hold him, right? Turn him upside down, and there'll be a wee button that opens a flap. and you just take out the 9-volt battery, you put in another 9-volt battery, thing it up like that, and it should be fine. If it still happens, there'll be a tiny, tiny hole somewhere, and there's a reset button. So you get a pin, and you just do a wee reset button, and then it'll be back to normal. You might need to repair him with the Wi-Fi after you do that. I think it's brilliant that parrot accessibility has been considered. Too many folk overlook it. Well, it's a genuine consideration I need to make in chat. Sometimes Llama is in, and I like it when Llama watches. And sometimes I make beeps when Llama's watching, so I need to be mindful of shit like that. I need to be mindful of when I'm eating, making smacking noises with my mouth, because a lot of people they respond viscerally angry to that. I don't. I've never been in that situation. But just because I've never been in that situation doesn't mean that they are lying or anything like that. So I just don't do lip smack sounds. Or I try not to anyway. Wee things that I've learned when I'm streaming that's just easy. It's just easy to make accommodations for. But will be the difference of somebody turning your stream off or continue watching. And it doesn't matter much to me, you know. It's just about being sound. Anyway. I was in a Buddhist meditation store. They have tons of gongs and little sound things, cool stuff, awesome sounds. I just saw James Watt's face again. I need to close my eyes till the page loads. There we go. Do you know about sound baths? So there's this guy here, the Path to Moshka. And listen, I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know if it's wrapped up in some religion or anything like that. I don't know anything about this guy, right? I'm sure he's fine, but I'm not supporting the guy. I'm just saying sometimes late at night when I'm trying to get to sleep, I'll listen to this guy bang his gongs. And it's good, man. He's got loads of gongs. His YouTube videos are like 3 hours long, so you can listen to them, and he just sits there. It's good gear. It's good gear. I'm into this. I need to have something to fall asleep to. And there's something about all of that. There's probably a lot of hippie bullshit around it. Like, oh, this amount of hertz activates your theta brainwaves and all of this. I don't know. It just sounds relaxing. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of that has got validity and merit. Bally says, I love that this stream is taken as an absolute left turn and down a rabbit hole into creative juices instead of building the button box. I'll build the button box at some point, man. A belly button. Fake belly button. How's it going? Thank you very much for following. Your belly on a big screen. Is that TOS? I don't know if that is TOS. Whoop. Don't know if that's TOS. But it is what it is. What's the science behind a wee cup of tea being able to solve so many problems? No idea, Stevja. No idea. Not a pulse sound, a pulse graphic within the circle. Alright, Lucky Charm, so it'll pulse every second, like that. I could do that. Is that what we're talking? I'm supposed to record rap vocals right now, but I could send you a sample of me yelling, breathe! Aye, that would be good. After 6 seconds, breathe! That would be good. You're like, okay. Aye, man, aye. Dolan, if you've got time, see if you record yourself audibly for 444 and count it to 444. If you're already set up with a mic and stuff, I could maybe put that through some sort of pass filter sweep thing and add a bit of delay on it and turn that into something ambient. Obviously, you're supposed to be doing your actual job and that's fine. But I figure if you're already set up, might as well. Nothing boils my piss more than when someone tells me, you don't look depressed or anything. I know. It's like, well, what do you want off me? All I'm saying is sometimes for certain people it's hard getting through life and we should listen to each other a bit more. What's awkward is the confusing world of unwritten rules and unspoken understandings. I like things to be quite literal, and often I need things explained to me. Why does that person no longer want to talk to me? I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know. And if I try and find out why, it makes it worse. So I just need to be like, okay, alright, I guess I'll, right, see you later. Happens all the time. Happens all the time. I've probably done something. It's probably my fault. Just let me know what it is. And then I won't do it to somebody else in the future. You know what I mean? Or maybe it isn't my fault. And maybe by asking them why it happened, that's me calling them out. Or something like that. So that's making... fuck, I'm away to play Sonic the Hedgehog. Fuck this, I'm away to play Sonic the Hedgehog. Anna Realtor says, went to a company retreat where we all signed up for workshops and almost everyone tried to get into sound baths, but it was full in seconds, and it turned out it was all the managers who got in. Always wondered what it would be like. Anna Realtor, a lot of people have told me it's good. I don't know if in person I would be into it, but say with a good pair of headphones, there's loads of stuff on YouTube, like that guy with his big bowls, and Steel Tongue Drum is a tone sample you could find easily. Thank you, Dolan. I'll have a wee look at that. That's cool. Singing bowls and handpan stuff is chill. There's a lot of merit to it, 100%. Laughing at the thought of him absolutely smashing the big one halfway through. Aye, what if like 2.5 hours in he just rips a big fart, man? That would be funny. Just waiting for him to go ham on him like a rock solo. Aye, some breakcore. Wonder how his neighbours feel. Peaceful as fuck, I would imagine. Fake Belly Button says it's National Sound Healing Day today. My mate runs courses and does sound baths for people. Runs a monthly one in Edinburgh, so relaxing. It's National Sound Healing Day? That is wild. I mean, I'm a bit sceptical about all these national days for everything, but I believe that somebody has dedicated today as National Sound Healing Day. And how serendipitous is it that we happen to be just naturally talking about sound baths and stuff like that? That's fucking cool. Thanks for letting me know about that, Fake Belly Button, and welcome in. I saw a video of an instrument called a euphone, and the sound that comes off it is Define. Cool, let's get some of that on the go. I'll open that in a new tab. Life is whatever gets you through the night, 100%, Roger. And the other part is whatever gets you out of bed in the morning. Feet or TOS, I don't know about belly buttons. Well, it is what it is. Basically, I was a bit worried. See, every time somebody follows or tips or gives bits or subs or whatever, their profile picture comes up here, right? So I was worried that somebody might put something naughty or something, then their profile picture comes up here, and then Twitch will be like that. You have streamed a naughty thing, and so we're going to ban you, right? However, my get out if that happens is, this is a Twitch profile picture. So any image that comes up here is hosted on the Twitch servers. So any image that's coming up here has automatically been verified by Twitch to be allowed as a profile picture. So it's them that makes the call. They're making that judgment. Do you know what I mean? So that's the way I'm going to kind of navigate it if ever that situation happens. But hopefully it won't happen. That's not an invite to test the system, everybody. Thank you. I'm trying to calm myself down just now. Don't agitate me with pushing boundaries. Anyway. Fluffy says, you've got to tell me when I'm being a dick. I almost never know. Aye. It's weird, innit? It's weird. Chameleon says, I guess that'll be something I'll never have a resolution to and totally won't keep thinking about 20 years from now. Aye. Try to get to sleep. Just like, the fuck was that about? What the fuck was that about? Was it this thing? No. When I spoke to them at that time, their facial expression was different. So was it something that I did? No. Fuck this. Get some sound baths on and just get to sleep and kind of just disassociate. Aye, that is common in autistic people. 100% common in autistic people, apparently. And other people as well. How do you say to someone, though, that something is bothering you without hurting feelings? I don't know, Captain Spork. I don't know. Don't know. A good rule of thumb is that most everyone are in their own head with their own issues. It isn't you. Aye, but I mean that's not always applicable for every situation. Anyway, I'm down lots of tangents. TOS applies to viewers too, 100%. Fluffy says it's like being in a confession as a Catholic kid and desperately try to think of sins to confess. Camilla says the rational part of the brain goes, but it was in 2004, so it doesn't matter. While the rest goes, aye, but it must have been something. I think there is a need to, if something bad happens, to at least be able to learn from it. But sometimes life is just chaos, man. At the end of the day, we are bacteria that's clinging onto a rock that's flying through space for absolutely no reason at all. We're all going to die and everything that we know is all just going to disappear, and there isn't a resolution, there isn't a reason to it. We have been accustomed to stories, right? Stories have got a beginning and a middle and an end. Stories end with happily ever after, or there's a conclusion, or there's a catharsis to some sort of end result. Whereas life isn't like that. Life is just like, oh, here's some bullshit. And so sometimes it can take a wee bit to accept when a big change has happened for no reason, or for apparently no reason. It's difficult. I think that's why a lot of folk struggle with change. You used to have this job, now you don't. You used to have this relationship, now you don't. This building used to exist and now it doesn't. Whatever it is. But when that sort of stuff kicks off, you just need to phone up Stone Cold Steve Austin and he'll be like, you got this, Jimbo. You got to roll with the punches and do some box breathing. Sorry, that sounded like Keanu Reeves. Anyway. There have been profile pictures with the member prominently up front and centre not too long ago either. Did I stream a cock? I don't think I did, AI Loops. I would know about that. Hi, something happened and I don't think you meant to be a dick, so I wanted to chat to you about it because X thing pissed me off, it hurt my feelings, it made me feel weird. Can we chat about it? I don't know. It depends on the person, depends on everything. Who knows? Also, there's a difference between calling somebody out and calling in as well. So if you've got a thing with somebody, speaking to them in private is often good, rather than speaking to them in front of like 5 or 6 other people. Hi, could I talk to you about, see that thing that happened? What is that about? If you do it in private, that's always good. Some people as well are just sort of baddies. So you can have the best intentions, but they're maybe messing with you. Sometimes that can happen. So who knows, man? But remember, when you're feeling the most alone, probably there's other stuff, there's other people that are going through this sort of thing with you at the same time. Change is going to happen. Blind Boy has a few thousand hours about that. There you go. I'm at the bottom of the chat, everybody. So let's do an animation for 444 breathing. Right, so that's 4. And then we get to here. Let's add 1 here. And then we get to 12. And let's just copy that there. So this is the 444 breathing technique. And we'll have a wee look at how those animation curves perform. Anybody else following along? You can breathe out now. Anybody else following along? That seems a wee bit easier to do, doesn't it, than the previous one? I'm quite happy with that one. What do you think? What do you think? I was called out about my behaviour in front of others. Changed my life. When a private word would have changed me. Interesting, Roger. It's very profoundly put. Very profoundly put. You need to hold out for 4. Okay. So it'd be like 16. I don't think... Oops. Sorry, I'm just making sure these curves are good. Right. That's good, isn't it? That is very, very good. I wonder if we can make it look any better, because as it currently stands, we might end up getting like a weird after image. You know what I mean? As we're looking at this, if you're looking at a white dot for any length of time, it could burn into your retinas, you know? So, what if like the background was maybe a neutral grey? And it might lessen the effects. Do you know what I mean? Also, I think what I could maybe do is do this, and as I'm working on it, I could maybe show you the output. So if I go to Edit, Preferences, and then Video Preview, I think I can maybe, this isn't going to crash, is it? Don't crash. Don't crash, After Effects. Please don't, there we go. I can enable Mercury Transmit. And then I think there's a way that I can use NDI. So then in here, I think I can choose... Nah, I don't think I can. There was a way that I could force After Effects just directly into OBS. NDI source. No, not entirely sure how to do that. Hi Hammy, how you doing? Welcome in. An unfilled circle. What do we think, everybody? Let's do a crit on this. I can show you a wee bit bigger. No, I can't. Why is tilde not working here? Tilde in After Effects usually lets me maximize the window. Is this definitely tilde? It is. If they changed the keyboard shortcut for what tilde does, tilde usually lets me maximize this this view. That's strange. No, that's just to zoom about. Anyway, you get the idea. So here it is. I'm certain it's tilde. Certain it's tilde. Star on the number pad is to leave a marker. See that marker there? Been using After Effects for 15 years. Something just must be a wee bit off with it or something like that. Fuck knows. Let's delete that marker because it'll annoy me. Anyway, so here is the box breathing circle. It's very, very simple. A calming teal we could do. Like a gradient, aye. We could move the gradient about and stuff. What do you think? I quite like the white on... let's reduce the colour of the white because that's a bright white. Let's just make this like a broadcast safe white because some people's televisions won't deal with that level of white. So we can bring it down to about here. And it just looks the same, but that is now in broadcast spec. An off-white soft pulsing circle in the centre for when you hold your breath would be nice. Okay. Some chromatic aberration? Aye, maybe. The motion graphics artist in me wants to duplicate this like a few times and offset them for a nice wee tail effect. You could do, Bally. A weird thumbs up. Randomise the hue, says Mootsy. I was thinking about that. The background gets lighter as the circle fills. Let's try different versions. We're not getting round to building the hardware thing today. It's not happening. So let's add a fill. Background should probably be a shape layer, but I don't care, man. We're just doing it like this. Whoops. And then let's make it like this colour. And then let's keyframe it here like this. And then let's make that colour this colour. And then have a look at this. Get this down your eye holes. I think what will happen is by the time that's broadcast, the subtle shades of grey will end up doing a lot of like banding and stuff. I think video compression might not be able to deal with the grey values, you know what I mean? But it's something. Check your shortcuts. This is a native After Effects, so it should be fine. A wee countdown at the start would be good. It would be. It would probably be a colossal pile of work, but it would be cool if the circle was filled with bubble robot pics. Ferrixter, I was thinking that, see, for the background, would be cool to have like the actual bubbles for the bubble robot. See if it's coming forward like this. Because it looks as if it's sort of coming forward. It would be cool if it had like a shadow on it. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm probably overthinking it. Let's fake this. There's a way to doing it in Adobe After Effects, but let's just fake it for the sake of a simple thing, because I haven't built it in 3D. So what we could do is put a drop shadow, and I probably want to animate all of these parameters, and then if we take it to there, and we'll make the size of it like this, and the distance like that, and the opacity down. I'd probably want to build it in 3D. I think building it in 3D would be the best way of doing it, but I can't be arsed. Not quite doing what I would like it to do. Why is the spread not working? Why can't I make it fuzzy? Give me a wee second. I'd like to make it fuzzy, please. Size. Aye, there we go. It's a bit just distracting. and it follows. It's not accurate. I'm best building it in 3D if I want a shadow. Don't like a shadow, I've went off it. If I work into it, I could get something probably usable. But it is what it is. I think the angle's off. Aye, I think the shadow doesn't help anything. I think it just kind of goes for your eyes a wee bit. Personally. Anyway. An unfilled circle, says somebody. I mean, I could do this. Like that. Although it looks more like an orifice now, doesn't it? So give it a wee minute to pre-render. It'll be a bit glitchy just for a second and then it'll work nice. Not want to quadruple the work, but would maybe something chromatically aberrated like this. Aye, maybe aye. I see what you're saying. Do you know what we could do? When it's here, we could sort of fill it up. Or am I just getting fancy? So... Is there a way that I can just put the stroke on the inside After Effects rather than in the centre of the path? I don't think there is. What I could do is give a new layer because our time is now locked, right? And let's just temporarily make the new layer red so that I can see what's going on. And then if I make the stroke width large, right? Bear with me for a second here, this will look pish until we finish it. And then if I add a trim paths, and then from here, start to end, like this. No, that needs to be linear. And then do this. Need to name my layers. Then with this one, if I get rid of the stroke, right? So this should just be the fill, which is cool. And then I want the clock to mask like that. Right, and then the clock, let's just put that back to a sort of white again. Don't know if this will be helpful. It's now taking a wee bit. Let's preview it at a lower resolution because we're only even looking at it at 50 and my computer is kind of dying because I am streaming. So resolution like quarter. So give it a wee second and you'll see what I'm thinking. And then I can try... I'm just footering at this stage. I'm just absolutely footering. Add noise to avoid banding, 100% Mootsie, 100%. Also, if I don't make it entirely grayscale, this looks shite. That looks a bit shite. Let's see what it's like in real motion. Right, I've got it. So see, instead of that clock nonsense, so we'll get rid of the trim paths, because that's bogus bullshit, right? But instead of the clock nonsense, what we could do is animate the stroke width from here to here. Like that. Check this out, right? So it gets bigger as a whole circle. And then when you're holding it, you just know how long you've got to hold it with for that. And then it gets smaller again. Quite happy with that. There's a wee doop just right here. Need to finesse the bits slightly. So we're not 100% there yet. So like that could fill up over 16 seconds or whatever it is. Yep, like that. And this keyframe here needs to, I think, be linear. So that it's a continuation of the movement and not like a whole new movement. Let's have a look at that. I'll preview render that, but you see what I'm getting at. Beneath the headphones, I have been exclusively listening to The Smile, Tom York's band, and exclusively just really one track by The Smile. I've got a bit of guilty pleasure for the past 2 weeks or so. I've been waking up and I've been listening to Slipknot, man. I've been listening every single day. I'll listen to Wait and Bleed by Slipknot. And that's not something that I've listened to since I was about 14 years old. So that is what it is. Right, what I need to do is continue this expansion rather than have it a separate thing. But you can see the timing and the shapes are right, but maybe not the spacing. Could the center fade from black to white as you breathe in the opposite as you breathe out? Maybe. No true grafting designer names their layers. I'm afraid they do, Jai Harkey. I'm afraid they do, because it's necessary when all your layers look identical, just like this. Alright, so I don't like that. What's happening here, man? Why is that just all of a sudden? Let's fix that in isolation. I am totally distracted. This isn't what I wanted to be doing at all today. So where is that sort of weird motion coming from? Let's delete this. Let's delete this. And let's just close that. Right. So it's here maybe. And let's just hide that. So it's these here. And they sort of need to be sympathetic to each other. So you can see what's happening. And I think it's just because that curve and that curve are slightly different. I mean, has that fixed it? I'll have a wee look at that in a second. What's this for? Hammy, I was looking at the Brewdog guy's face and I got all worked up, and so I've decided to build a tool that can help me calm down. So it's like the box breathing technique, and it's just to sort of visualise that. So when we're on stream and when we're feeling a wee bit annoyed and stuff, we can do some meditation. Do you know, I don't think I've got a good chromatic aberration. This is just natural After Effects. So I've got VR chromatic aberration, which is something I've never used. Which isn't really ideal. It's not what I was after. I think I need some Magic Looks plugin, or to do it just manually would be a good shout. But if I'm doing it manually, I'll pre-compose it and figure it out that way. Cool. Anything else I could really add that would improve this? Maybe give it like a wee sort of halo sort of thing, but again, I think that'll just fuck with people's eyes. And that could be an animatable property. And that colour could cycle and stuff like that as well. Some buzz into it, everybody. Some buzz. Some buzz. Lindsay Jobby, you're back. How's it going? Slipknot in this economy? I know. Dogs must enjoy the wake-up energy. They do, Dolan, but they don't know. I was actually speaking to Rachel about this. Me and Fred will dance to Slipknot in the morning. Just that one track, and he knows it's coming. Rachel isn't in. And I will properly give it all the energy, and he's like that, and he's wagging, and he's up at me. But it's on my headphones, so he doesn't really know what I'm doing. But as soon as I start singing the intro bit, he's like, it's time, and he comes up and he's like this, and Pepper's just like, Aff, and Fred's like, yes, man. So I'll sing it to him, and I'll go down, sort of tap him in the chest like that, get him all riled up, and he's like, yes, man. And we get all our energy out in the morning, and it's a proper wake-up time. It's really good. It's really, really good. Just like tap him. Just like, He's like, yes! I think we've nearly got something good here. I'm going to get rid of the channel blur just now. There's something not perfect about the keyframes that, see, when you're in this sort of position, the best thing to do is just give it a bit of time. And then I see that there. It's happening there then. This is, I'm procrastinating, everybody. This is not the project that I wanted to do today. So here, that should already be animating. Why doesn't it start animating until about here? But it is what it is. It is what it is. So it's not that. It is this, I believe. Yep. Ah, right, that's what's going on. I feel it. I dig it. Right. So we need to maybe start this about here. And then fucking take this and just butt that up right next to there in a wee sort of cheating fashion. Like that. We'll give that a wee shot. Sometimes you get eye fatigue, so I need to just take a break and then go back to it. That's the point. Is there still a place for the woman in your team of AI pals? That's a point, Steph makes stuff. I think there is. So what the woman can do in my team of AI pals is she can transcribe it all to text. And her answers are a lot better researched than my other AI pals. Right, that's still no right, isn't it, no? Something going on here, man. Something ain't right. I don't like it. Anyway, you get the idea. I'll make a breathing thing. Work in progress, right? So it's not that. It's this. Reminds me of like a sphincter or something. Don't quite know if it's good that it is a sphincter. But hey ho. So breathe in, hold for 4. Breathe. Oh. Try that again. So the only bit I want to do is see when it's breathing out like that, like for that to sort of continue shrinking. And I just can't quite figure out how I'm making that shrink. So if I put a keyframe here, and it's this property, stroke width, and then if I just sort of doof that up to here like that, that's us, I think. That's us. Demo, thank you very much for following. Good Celic man. Good Celic man. Welcome in, how's it going? Breathe in, relax your sphincter, breathe out, try not to shit yourself. Right, we're more or less done here. I've lost interest with the full thing. I think the ring can start animating before the circle scales to full. I think you're right, John, so that you don't feel compelled to like do something alongside the ring. Could you take a video for this for us, please? I'll render it out and I'll maybe stick it on YouTube or what have you. We'll get some audio that coincides with it, so that it's easy to follow along, and we can do like, I'll make a 30-minute YouTube video of boxed breathing visualization or something. I'm not too sure if I'm set on the ring thing. You know what I mean? It's maybe just a distraction. Does the ring help? I don't know if it helps. I come from the philosophy of less is more. You know? I don't know. I don't know. I've seen some that are square shaped, where as you inhale, the shape width it expands to fill the corners. Kind of goes with the box breathing vibe. I'm into it, Phoenix. I'm into it. Just have it shrink on the action, not after. Yeah. Yeah, that's the shit. Well, it kind of fucked up there, but I can fix that. So why are we getting this? Because the width needs to be not. Oh, it's so confusing into motion graphics. I'll maybe fix this in my own time, or I might just never ever go back to it ever again. But I think you're right. I think that's the strategy. And then that gets big, and then it shrinks as 1. That's the solution. It really is. I need to figure out, there's a wee extra bit here. And that bit is this. So why is that happening? Because is it the mask? No, mask's fine. That's doing its job absolutely fine. It's because the outline and the inner bit, these keyframes need to be sympathetic with each other, I believe. So if I adjust that size there, that helps. So basically, there should be a way for me to just do this. And that should work. Yep. Cool. Let's hit save. And then I'll read what you've got to say. Dearie me. I feel like as you're breathing out, thanks very much everybody for following me on this wild whim. I'm like, let's do a box breathing animation technique, because I was looking at the Brewdog guy's stupid head and it's made me all angry, so I need to calm down, and this is a tool that I'm going to build myself to make it happen. Rounded corner rectangle, I could do. But I mean, what benefit is it bringing? Have some nice ambient music and AI David Lynch rambling about dreams. Aye, that would be a good shout. Was kind of what my morning needed. Magic. Well, hey, let's render it out. We can view it full screen, and we can all play with it at the same time. I think there's a delay where I don't want there to be a delay, and I'll show you where. See here. So the outer ring goes still, and then the inner ring starts. Whereas I would like that to all be one continuous motion. So I wonder if just doing that will help. I mean, it's a wee bit better. Let's just see what that looks like. It may be a bit fucked. I mean, I don't think the ring thing's necessarily a good idea. Let's see what this looks like. What about there? I mean, I have saved the previous version of it. Wait, up to tonight, 10:30. Are you, Rachel, and the dogs going for a nice meal somewhere? I'm unsure. I think I should have had a delivery a wee while ago of Rachel's special gift. And so I want to give her that. And we are going to watch Severance, I think. But I don't like typically going out on Valentine's Day because places tend to be really busy. You know what I mean? I like doing stuff round about Valentine's Day rather than on the actual day, so that then we've got a bit more peace and quiet. I want to go back to this with fresh eyes. There has been a delivery. It is a white box. Class, man. Class. You get a free month of Apple? Nice one. Well, it's Severance Day. Big sphincter vibes for sure, 100%. I'm feeling the sphincter vibes. I know someone going out for a non-Valentine's dinner tonight. Aye, it's the worst time to do it. I don't want to romantic in public, thank you. I completely agree. Experienced couples know that it's a terrible day to go to a restaurant. Aye, you just get stress. There's a palpable smell of acrid anxiety sweat in any restaurant you go into on Valentine's Day. Everything's overpriced and just fucking shite. So that's our idea of hell. And I think see just taking it easy. It's kind of good. Anyway, speaking of which, that's 4:20. 4:20. And so there's a big thud there. I want that to ease a bit better. So you're right, I should probably go and spend time with Rachel, shouldn't I? Because it is Valentine's Day. And I'm forgetting about this. Right, so see that there? I want that to be a bit more relaxed like that. There we go. But let me look at this with fresh eyes and we will make it a recurring feature of the stream. Aye, that thud ends here, is it? Here, so I want it to ease to there. And that is the outline that's doing that. No, that's this clock layer. I've called it clock, even though it's no longer a clock. I see, that's my problem, is it's going to 0. That's my problem. Whereas the stroke width shouldn't go to 0. It should go to bloody 66. That's my problem right there, guys. What's even happening with me? What am I talking about? I blame you lot. I blame the Twitch stream. See, because I'm doing this live on Twitch means that, you know, yous are putting me off and all that with all your push and everything. So what happens if that does that? Anyway. So I'll get to there. And then I don't like how the inside is at a different speed for the outside here. So we could maybe make that not happen till later. I think we've improved this immensely. I'm going to save it. It's still not perfect. Still not 100% about the inner ring. I think inner ring's a distraction. I think the full thing's an absolute distraction. I think, see just the circle. But anyway, let me look at this with fresh eyes and we can fix it in about 6 months when the whim takes me. Rachel says, honestly, it's fine. It's kicking off in work, so I might have to work a bit late. Not on our special day. Our special day. I mainly just white watch Severance. Pablo Diablo says, cheers lads, just out on my way for a meal with my wife. Sorry, it is what it is. Roger Slunkin says, I was nearly going on my first date. Well, don't let me deter you from it. Reminder chat to breathe would be funny if Hal butted in with that patter. 2 solid circles, top layer inverted mat, forget the stroke width. Ah, you're right. Yeah, sure, that is the best way of doing it. That is 100% the best way of doing it. And then I've only got 2 layers to play about with. Moosey, you're absolutely right there. You're absolutely right. Stroke width put me off because I started off thinking I could do that clock radial thing. But of course, the strategy is just to have a circle within another circle. 100%, you're right, mate. 100%. So that gets big, and that gets wee, and then what we do is just duplicate that, and although I like the idea of the stroke being constant. You know what I mean? Let's just make this smaller, and then track mat that to that. And then invert the track mat. Fucking this one. They've changed it. There we go. And then I can just change the scale and stuff there. Aye, that's a better grounding for it than what I had previously. I still don't fully know what I want it to do. You know what I mean? What happens if it's just offset? Because it's 444, isn't it? Just like ProRes. Unless we're talking about ProRes 422 or what have you. In which case. I don't know why I expected that to work. Anyway, let me fuck about with this. My heart's no in it. I've lost all my attention. Lindsay Jobby says, I like the idea of sitting in a busy restaurant full of loved up couples. Makes me feel incredibly anxious. I would hate that. Give me dinner on the couch with a movie over that any day. See, instead of a movie, how's about Severance? Also, I want to maybe have a pizza. That would be cool. Be mindful your stroke width is Valentine's Day after all. Exactly, Rhymenoceros. Be mindful of your sphincters as well. Make sure they're clean. Sound plays a bigger role in these things. Oh, 100%, John Gemstone. Anybody who's done any motion graphics will tell you sound is honestly 90% of it. Any serious person that does this for a living will tell you sound is about 90% of the success rate for this sort of thing. I've completely lost interest, so I'm going to stop that. Liz Jobby says, what is Severance? It's a good telly show. You should watch it. Season 2, episode 5 came out last night. It's great. Catch up on Severance. You've got about 12 episodes that have already been made. Where will I find it? Legally, you can watch it on Apple TV, but you can maybe find it other places on the internet. I wouldn't know about any of that. It's really good telly. I really like it. No spoilers in chat, thank you very much. You've got a dodgy stick? You'll find it. You'll find it. I really like it. Start for the first episode. It's good. I really like it. Waiting for my girlfriend to come home for the season 1 finale. Dynamite. Drink water, call your daughter. Aye. Don't go on the forums until you've done your laundry with Severance. Have you seen Burnt Face? No. I've seen Burnt Face Man, which is an old internet cartoon with the guy that did Salad Fingers. It's on YouTube. Cool. It sounds awful. Burnt Face Man. He's like a superhero. Back in the day. Salad Fingers was of its time. I don't know if I would go back and watch all of that nowadays. But it is what it is. I mean, I might check it out. Oh, we sort of pain here. Do we need to phone David Lynch for any other reason? I don't want to overuse David Lynch. Get a button here that just says launch Lynch.
James, hello. What can I do for you?
Davey, mate, how's it going? Do you know about box breathing? Like, breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, wait for 4, breathe in for 4?
Box breathing? Ah, interesting. Reminds me of the time I was driving through the desert at night, and every few seconds the headlights would illuminate a strange box-shaped structure in the distance. It was always there, always just out of reach. Like a mirage, you know? Sometimes the best answers are the ones that never quite come into focus.
Focus is a good idea.
Focus, like a good cup of coffee, can be a powerful thing. But sometimes the best focus comes from letting go. Like a painter who stares at a blank canvas, waiting for the inspiration to strike.
I think you've just given me an idea. Thank you very much, David Lynch. I'll speak to you later, okay?
Of course, my friend, remember the most important thing is to follow your own path, even if it leads you to a place you've never been before. Just like the man in the black and white photo, always looking for the next adventure.
Aye. He's away. He's away. Focus. Right. Try like a new version. Right. Get rid of this. And then I'll do an expensive lens blur. So if this is like that, a lens blur might be a bit too heavy considering I'm streaming at the same time. I think it'll just crash everything. So I'll do a Gaussian blur instead. But a lens blur looks a lot nicer. But sometimes you just need to fake the focus. I think what I'm trying to do is put off just building this in 3D, even though it would take like 2 minutes to build in 3D. I say 3D, it's like 2.5D in After Effects, but functions as 3D. Let's see what it looks like with a sort of blurry focus emulation. Well, we can't see the difference because I'm still previewing it at quarter resolution. So let's look at... So it feels like it's coming out of the foreground. Then it'll defocus. Do you know, I think David Lynch might have had a point there. I think that adds something to it. Nice and simple. We're not fucking about with the sphincter ring or anything like that. Nice work, David Lynch. I quite like that. E-Girls, I think it was CGI, but please, no spoilers in chat. I think that underwater one was CGI. I want to understand focal length. What do you mean, Roger? There's the lens maker equation. Somebody update Lynch's IMDb. Dearie me. That was cool. He solved it for me. Thank you very much, David Lynch. Right, let's do a slightly nicer looking a lens blur. But it takes a lot of computer power to do that. Also, I think CC Lens can maybe do... No, it can't. So now we know the blur thing works. So if I up the blur radius to like 100... Just don't crash my computer, please. Don't crash my computer. Let's go here. Let's click that. Let's go here. Let's click that. Let's go here. Press U, and then put a keyframe here. Copy this one, go to this one, paste that in there. Easy ease all these guys. And then we've got a hexagonal thing. Let's just make that. Can we make it a circle? Or no, let's make it a square but increase the roundness. And then that'll be less computational. Yep. That's us. Diffraction fringe. Don't mind if I do. Nah, I don't think the diffraction fringe is doing much. I thought it might do Hami's chromatic aberration suggestion. Nah, it's not really helping any. Okie dokie. That'll maybe work good. Shall we render this? I'm going to hit save there. I've kept all the previous versions, but I'm going to hit save. Going to add to the render queue. Let's get this rendered out. H.264. Sure. And am I a bit glitchy? I'm a bit glitchy. Do you see me as a bit glitchy? What's the specs on the PC? 128 gigabytes of RAM. Literally. A 3800 processor and a 2700X AMD processor and a 3080 graphics card, but After Effects tends not to care about your graphics card. I don't know if I can render this because my computer's fucking dying here. My computer's absolutely dying here. Looks intentionally glitchy? Nah, there's no intention here. I'm currently encoding 5 separate processes. So let's close down After Effects before I start a fire in my house. Because I can't afford another fire. Right, let's go to exit. And then I've also got a filter in the background of me with a baldy head, replicating the Brewdog guy. I'm asking a lot of my computer right now. So let's not render it. I'll render it when I'm off stream. And then we can have it. Genuine question, what does it take to be a professional film cameraman? I like the phrase, I like the term camera operator rather than cameraman because it's nice and non-gendered. And you might think, 10:30, stop being a wank, I'm just asking a question. No, it's valid because some of the camera operators that I work with are women. And on TalkBack you hear, ask the cameraman to do such and such. And they fucking hear it every single day and it's bogus. So even though I work professionally with people that have done the job for decades, I know it's a lady cameraman. Can you believe that? Can you believe they've got lady cameraman? Anyway, Roger says, genuine question, what does it take to be a professional camera operator? Hi Scroobius Pip, how you doing? You just popped into my head earlier on for no reason at all. What was I saying? If you want to get into the television industry, the best way of doing it is the NFTS, the National Film and Theatre School. It's nothing to do with NFTs, the cryptocurrency monkey lot. But the National Film and Television School, sorry, nothing to do with theatre. So that isn't my route into telly. I went to art school and then made a portfolio and then made loads of work and stuff like that. And that's how I got in. But a lot of people that I know have done a course, the NFTS. If you're in Glasgow, there is a part of this that's actually inside the BBC building. They do different access schemes. So if you're the type of person that might not usually be able to get your foot in the door in telly and all of that sort of stuff. There's different routes. I don't have any first-hand experience, but a lot of people that I work with, that's how they were trained, was in the NFTS. So have a wee look in there. If you're already in the industry, there are certain like placement things that you can do. So say I wanted to be a camera op, I could apply to like have a wee attachment to sort of train up and things like that in there. What I would say is for certain news shows and certain sports shows, I predict in the next sort of 5 or 6 years, all the cameras will be automated. They'll all be motion control rigs. But you'll still need camera ops for drama and other parts of telly. So have a wee look and let me know how you're getting on. And if there's anybody else with any other telly advice, how to get into the industry or whatever, please stick it in chat. Anyway, I just went to a 24-hour egg vending machine in the middle of the countryside. I'm standing in front of a tray of 32 eggs. Fucking yes, back on the SSRIs. Dynamite. Sorry, it's not 2600. I think it's a 3600X. I upgraded, didn't I? How do I see control panel? How do I see what my processor is? Somebody sent me a processor. And I was like, thank you. Hardware and sound. Oh, they've just changed your control panel. What processor have I got on my computer? Control panel home? Is that it? How do I see the name of my processor? It used to just be in your control panel. Hard view devices. See Windows with all their layers of pish. It's not a device. Hardware and sound. Devices, sound, power options. Why would power options? I'm looking at hardware. Device manager. Aye. Right. That's what I was looking for. Device manager still looks the same. And so then it would be in processors. 3700X is what I've got. So a no bad processor. 3700X. Which is all. I think I could buy a 5600X and that would be the best that my computer could deal with. But I don't really need that at this stage. I've never heard of a lady camera. I hope the man knows how to work it. Aye. I often wonder what my life would be like if I was on TV. Well, give it a shot. Somebody needs to work in telly. Get a shot. Get a wee bash. I'm now thinking of the episode of Look Around You where they had a dainty computer for a woman. Aye, the Petticoat 5000 or something. What did you do at art school? I studied graphic design, which is in the course of communication design, or visual communication as it was called when I was there, but it got rebranded. My cousin done illustration, but it was about 20 years ago. I graduated in 2008, 2004 to 2008 in graphic design, but it was more a conceptual course, which is why my end output was like that weird Radiohead video that didn't really have much to do with graphic design, but it was about ideas. Anyway, but I had a good time when I was there. It was alright. Still haven't paid off the student loan. Fuck them, man, they're not getting it. Check the socket. Might need to BIOS update to handle it. You might be right, mate. Say, I don't think I'm going to buy a new processor anytime soon, though. You could go up to a 5950X or a 5800X3D for gaming. I mean, they sound expensive. Let's go into Amazon. I don't think I need a new processor. The thing is, see if you're streaming and doing anything computationally heavy, like After Effects is pro software, right? So After Effects will use every bit of a computer that you give to it. It'll max out everything that you can give to it. 270 quid? I don't have 270 quid for a 5950X. Or what was the other one? 5800X3D. It would be cool having like absolute the greatest that my motherboard can handle. That one is 225 quid. I don't have 225 quid. So maybe later on. It is no 9800X3D, that is for sure. My 3700X died the end of last year and I replaced it with a 5700X3D. Great gaming improvement. Oh, nice one. I think it would be useful in certain contexts, like if I'm playing like that Indiana Jones game. Remember I just had weird glitches and stuff because at the same time I'm powering all these monitors, I'm doing my cutouts and stuff like that. Although a lot of that should be on my graphics card. But I don't really need that. See, if I still did a lot of motion graphics for a living, then I would want to pour more money into my computer. But this is good enough for what I need. It's absolutely fine. I don't feel like I'm hitting the ceiling of anything, and I've had this for a number of years. Hardware runs on electricity, exactly. So the more powerful processor I've got, the more electricity it'll run. She went and done a master's in museum studies, then she moved to Skye to make gin. Interesting. Was that in Glasgow School of Art? Because I maybe know who she is. I rode out not paying back my student loan for 25 years and now it's been wiped clean. Yes. I think I'm in the wrong side. There's like a threshold where if you're in that site, if you've graduated before this date and you've still not paid it back, they'll be like, it doesn't matter, it's fine. But I think I'm in the wrong side of that threshold. But they're still not getting it. Basically, a 5700X 3D is a 3700X with level 3 cache. I see. I think my RAM could be a lot faster. I do have 128 gigs of RAM because I use After Effects, and After Effects is very RAM thirsty. So I've built my PC for After Effects. It's 128 gig, but it's slower RAM. It's like DD or some... I don't know about all this sort of stuff. Hello, Mass Quaverer. I just saw your comments in chat. Do you have an XMP profile on the RAM? I don't know about all of that. Is that in your BIOS? I think I was having crashing problems and then I changed something that sounds like an XMP profile and then it stopped my crashing problems. But I've not touched any of that in a while. Roger says, I got $2,000 for student loans, don't tell anyone. I got maximum loan every single year and I bought a replica Stormtrooper armour with it and a lot of weed. They're not getting the money back, fuck them. Dolan says, I kept a copy of Gandhi until Blockbusters went out of business. Resistance works. I still own, and don't tell the police, I still own a copy of WWF Slam Jam that I got out of Airdrie Library in 1993. They're not getting that back. They're not getting that back, Airdrie Library. Would you recommend an M4 Mac Mini if I want to do some Max MSP jitter graphics, or should I just get a PC? Depends on your budget. Ultimate Mayonnaise, an M4 Mac Mini is a very powerful machine. I haven't used Max MSP and jitter on it, right? But what I will say is the Apple Silicon machines are very, very good. I prefer the operating system of a Mac to Windows. So if you can afford an M4 Mac Mini, then absolutely go for it. Will you be able to do Max MSP and jitter stuff on a PC? Absolutely. You absolutely will. You don't need an M4 Mac Mini to do that sort of stuff, but if you can afford an M4 Mac Mini, fucking get one, man, 'cause they're good. A BIOS setting, we undervolted the CPU back in the day. We did indeed. Can you see RAM speed and memory tab of Task Manager? Maybe. Let's look at Task Manager. Let's look at what we're looking at here. Task Manager. Can you see RAM speed and memory tab? Memory. I can't see a memory tab in Task Manager. Process performance, app history, startup apps, users, details. Be under details? I don't fucking know. I don't know how to see my RAM speed. I'm having crashing and problems. I know it's called Friday afternoon. It's been a wee while since my coffee. I thought I knew what BIOS was. I blew a PC. Your RAM profiles need to be on point, otherwise you'll get blue screens and stuff, and your blue screens can then corrupt your install and it all goes wild. Some poor person has to work a few years paying taxes to cover it. It is what it is. Screensaver in the back's cool. This thing, James Master. Well, I'm going to start doing a James Master repeat regular show on Twitch at some point. Got a carrier bag of SNES cartridges on sale when the video shop near me shut down. Yes, e-girls. That's dynamite. Dynamite. Right, well, listen, that's 10 to 5. The next time I see you, I will have rendered out the breathing animation that we've made that David Lynch helped us with. How good was his suggestion for just putting it out of focus? That was really, really good, wasn't it? I'm very happy with David Lynch suggesting that we do that. What I think I might do as well is actually animate a circle moving forward and back rather than a 2D circle enlarging. And if I animate it forward and back, I can light it and have nice shadows and all that sort of stuff. And then we can use the focal plane inside a camera so that it can come into focus and then go out of focus. And I think all of that will make it just look really good. I think David Lynch was onto something. I'd rather my taxes pay for people's weed than military. I mean, at the end of the day, see if I didn't smoke all the weed that I smoked at the time, I probably wouldn't have came up with all the ideas that I came up with at the time, and therefore wouldn't have made all the work that I made when I was at the art school that ultimately won me awards and medals. They literally awarded me a medal because I made a good music video. Have you ever heard of anybody else who's made a music video that was that good that they gave them a medal? I got something called the Bram Stoker Award, and it came in a big black envelope. And that award was started by the actual Bram Stoker, who knew the Newbury guy that founded the Glasgow School of Art. I wouldn't have got the Bram Stoker. I spilled my bong on it, so all the inks kind of ran. It smells bad, but I've still got it somewhere. I wouldn't have done all of that if it wasn't for the taxpayers who bought me the weed that I smoked. And I filed for... that's where I was diagnosed as autistic, so I got a free laptop as well. So thanks again, taxpayers, for that. And now I work in the BBC, which is entirely taxpayer funded as well. So thanks, everybody. Thank you. Bram Stoker, nice one. Bram Stoker, nice one. Bram Stoker for Yoker? I don't know, actually. Thanks for your service, no problem. No problem. I think we should get a receipt every year showing us where our tax money was spent. We kind of do. We don't get a receipt. Funk Albert says, I managed to make a Holly AI pal today thanks to your instructions yesterday. I've since run out of credits talking to them. Funk Albert, did you use my 11 Labs affiliate link that is in chat right now? Did you sign up with a paid account, or did you already have an account? Because I want to see if my metrics is right. I want to see if... Because on the back end, I can see people that have signed up. David is great. My advice is giving David more of a nasal one. Maybe I've got limited control over it, but I'll see what I can do. Music videos at an Olympic level, 100%, man. 100%. I heard Bram Stoker was into the hash. Being Irish, Bram Stoker Bram Stoker's Irish, but he came over here and he was pals with something. I'm actually in a book about Dracula. Somebody released something called like 101 Facts About Dracula. Let's see if I can find that email. I get an email, it's like, hello, I'm writing a book about Dracula, can I mention you? And I'm like, aye. Dracula book. Maggie, somebody called Maggie Hall. At long last, I'm delighted to let you know that the book you helped me with is now published. It's called All Things Dracula, an A to Z of the Count Who Refuses to Die. You and the Bram Stoker medal are mentioned in the entry called Glasgow. The book is £8 and can be bought from UK publisher York Publish. Nah, I'm not doing that. That was written by Maggie Hall, Washington, D.C., Whitby, and Yorkshire is her locations. So I'm in a book about Dracula. And the Radiohead video that I made as well was in some curriculum course in Oxford as well. What Radiohead video did you create? I'll show you. Graham Toker. I like it, Dolan. How's about I end the stream with my student project? We know Bram is Irish. I believe Bram Stoker is Irish. I did use it. I hope it goes through when I sub. Dynamite. I'll do a month. Let me know if I fucked it somehow, and I'll just sign up again in another email. Don't worry about it. I just wanted to know on the back end. So, have you parted money for, like, currently, right now, have you parted money for 11 Labs? Because I want to have a wee look and see if I'm on commission. Can you train David Lynch on his own character for Twin Peaks? I could do, aye. Are there any facts about Dracula per se? Well, I think Blind Boy's got a big bit on this as well. About how the sky was a certain colour because of the volcano. And Bram Stoker, round about that point, was hanging out with other writers. Does anybody remember this story? It was kind of cool. Mary Shelley, that wrote Frankenstein, and him were just chilling in like Paris or something like that, and they were hanging about with, oh, who's the painter? And the painter was painting skies all orange and fucked, but it turns out there was a volcanic eruption that caused the skies to be all orange and fucked, and everybody thought it was just expression. It's just like, oh, I'll make the sky orange. But according to some historical, I wish I knew these facts. I'm sorry. Listen to the Blind Boy podcast. He does research. She wrote about when you shaved your head and coloured your hairline. She did. Aye. She did. 100%. I'm doing some heavy humble bragging here, aren't I? I think I need my medal. I need my medal at arm's length so as I can be like, oh, I've got a fucking medal, man. Bow. Just rub it in people's faces. I understood, Funkle Albert, right, I understand. I subscribed for the starter and cloned a Werner Herzog. Dynamite. Let me see what yous are doing, everybody. So I want to see Holly, and I want to see a cloned Werner Herzog. If you happen to be in my Discord, there's a channel called Something I Made. Stick it in there. Mossface, thank you very much for subbing using Amazon Prime. I appreciate that. Dolan says, I've heard this story. I think in the end... Oh, is that... what's these chops? Don't tell me. Alex Kidd. A lot of people think Alex... Oh my god. Uh-oh. Jesus Christ. Mossface, thank you very much for gifting 5 subs. What a wonderful thing to do. Thanks for gifting us up to Hee Hee Funnies, to This Goes to 11, to Muhanga, to Skill, and to Rua Bags. That is cool. Thank you very, very much for that, Mossface. Thanks for 5 bloody subs. Very, very generous of you to do. Thank you very much, Mossface. What a legend. Hold on, I need to dry myself off. You got me all wet on Valentine's Day, Mossface. Mossface? More like I will have a moss face with how wet the bubbles just got my face, and if left untreated in a cold environment, bacteria and moss will begin to grow on my face. Eh? There's a bit of humour for you. That was perfectly delivered, wasn't it? Uh-huh. Thanks very much, Mossface. Thank you very, very much. Didn't expect so many bubbles. Neither did I. There's a formula. I think for multiple gift subs, I've created a formula so it works out exactly how long I get blasted. I think it's 3 seconds per gift sub. So if you've gifted 5 subs, that's 15 seconds. And there's no limit to it. So thank you very much for doing that, Mossface. Seriously, streaming's my most favourite thing ever. And I really appreciate the support. B. Dolan, talking about Bram Stoker and all that, says, I've heard this story. I think in the end they do a dance called the Monster Mash, and it's a graveyard smash. I think the jury's still out on whether it was or was not a graveyard smash, but there is evidence that the dance existed. Was it Munch? Do you know, it might have been Munch. Henmania. Well, I ask... We'll ask David Lynch. I wish I could phone up Blind Boy.
James, hello. What can I do for you?
David Lynch, mate, I've got a question for you about art history, and I think you might know because you're the most knowledgeable. Can you please answer literally and not like talk about a dream you've had about Isabella Rossellini?
I've always found the story of the Mona Lisa fascinating. Leonardo da Vinci, a man who could paint a smile that lingers.
Listen, I've got a question for you, but know how Bram Stoker and Mary Shelley were sort of kicking about at the same time? I think there was a painter who was painting and was friends of them round about that time, and I think they were all hanging about in the same house, and the paintings of the skies were all like orange and vibrant, and people thought that was them just being expressive. But at the end of the day, wasn't it the result of a volcanic eruption or something? Please answer literally and factually, thank you.
You're talking about the fiery sunsets of the Romantics, specifically the period after the 1815 eruption of Mount Tambora in Indonesia. The ash and dust particles caused spectacular sunsets for years, inspiring artists like J.M.W. Turner and even sparking scientific interest in the atmosphere. It's a neat example of how nature can influence art, and how art can be a reflection of its time.
Thanks, man. Speaking of sunsets and stuff, didn't you do something really interesting in Twin Peaks where, like, the skies end up moving into the cooler ends of the Kelvin color temperature? So didn't you use you exposed the camera for a blue hue for the interior lights, and then that offset the color temperature for the background? Am I remembering that correctly?
You're remembering correctly. The blue hue of the interior lights in Twin Peaks was indeed a conscious choice. It was about creating a sense of unease in the unseen. It's like a whisper in the dark, a subtle shift in the atmosphere. Do you ever see that blue light in your own dreams?
I don't know.
That's okay, James. Some dreams are best left uninterpreted. They are like the shadows in the mind.
Nice one, David Lynch. Listen, let you get back to whatever you were doing. But that was genuinely helpful. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, James. Remember, the world is a strange and beautiful place, full of mystery and wonder. Keep exploring, keep creating, and remember, it's the little things that matter most.
Oh, here, see,
Just
before... Sorry to interrupt. See, before you go, earlier on I phoned you up and you were talking about focus, and you really helped me out, by the way. You really helped me out. Because the project that I was looking at, the focus was genuinely a good thing. So I just want to say thanks for that as well. Sorry, what were you saying about dreams and stuff? Davey. I think he's away. Davey, are you there? I think he's away. I think he's hung up. David Lynch, everybody. Big Dave. Big Davey. I need to figure out how I'm going to visually articulate him. Are you still working, Rachel? WeShed says I don't like him. Do you not like him because I've reanimated the dead and that's really disrespectful? Or do you not like him just because he talks a lot of pish? Do you remember the Turing test? Is that still about? They must be skint now. I'm certain the Turing test has passed. 100%. I'm certain we're beyond the Turing test now. It's wild, isn't it? Both. Aye. I mean, it's something. All work files have been put out. Dynamite. Well, what I would like to do is go off stream, render my breathing thing, hang out with Rachel because it's Valentine's Day, everybody. And I might be on later on. How about an AI Tony Hart? We were talking about that. Definitely. Nobody in chat's called me out on how disrespectful it is to reanimate David Lynch. And I think because they can see it's done from a position of like respect and stuff. But I'm just sort of waiting on it because I don't know how I feel about it all. I think they're going to kiss. Well, I mean, I don't want to make any assumptions, you know. It's not right, says We Shed. You're just trying to wind me up. I think Lynch would love it. I think good art, according to David Lynch, should push boundaries and should often be a wee bit uncomfortable. And good art, quite often, is there to test things because we don't know how something's going to be until it's made. That's why the value of prototyping and things exist. So I've made this, and as I'm making it, I'm fully expecting it to be ugly and to be kind of repulsive. But I've made it now, and actually I've got benefit from it. Today I had literal benefit from it when I phoned them up and I treated them kind of like an art school tutor. So I still don't know what I feel about it, but it is what it is, isn't it? Feels a wee bit icky. Feels a wee bit icky to me as well, Joe Jimbo. I think AI Lynch should make the stream black and white. Someone will have a go at you eventually. Somebody always does have a go at me eventually. Although, what's interesting is if they have a go at me for this, at least they will be having a go at me for a valid reason, because I literally did actually do this. You know what I mean? I did wonder how his family members could feel if they stumbled across your stream. I still don't know how I feel about it. Should make the stream black and white whenever he's on the phone. I think that's a good idea. Also, because he's only very recently died as well. See, if he wasn't dead, it would have a different vibe. But he is. So, I don't know how I feel about it. It's pushing a boundary, but it's conflicting, funny and weird, which is a very fitting tribute to him. Aye. He had a very respectful relationship with his actors, though. I can't imagine him using AI versions of them in his movies. Aye, I see what you're saying. Aye. It is a toughie, isn't it? It's not finished yet, so one has to see how it goes. I like the idea of maybe not seeing him. See if I put like an AI head and he's like, rah, 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 rah. It's a bit disrespect. It's a bit more disrespectful than somehow having the voice. See if he's just at the other side of a phone and we can't see him. So maybe just add a ringtone. Still feeling it out, everybody. I'm still feeling it out. I don't quite know what I think about it. I think the Stone Cold Steve Austin thing's fine, man. Nobody's going to give a fuck about that. I think the Games Master thing's fine as well. That's fine. HAL is fine. The David Lynch thing, I'm just like, I'm aware of it. So I want you to know, I wouldn't like it if it was my family. Well, I am your family. And if somebody replicated me after I died, what would be fine? I don't know. Voice is a wee bit robotic, it is, aye. It's not quite perfect. And it's the uncanny, you know? So I'm still feeling out what I think about it. I feel like it's weird, but in this small stream just messing about, it's fine. Aye. I'd be different if I was David Letterman or something, and I had a talk show with millions of people watching, and I'd be like, live on the couch tonight, AI David Lynch, and I've got him on saying sponsor ad reads and stuff like that. Didn't David Lynch sort of make an AI version of himself back in the 2000s where he told the weather? I remember him telling the weather, but I don't remember it was like generative. Was it generative? It was a YouTube channel he had, wasn't it? And every morning he would do a stream saying what the weather was. I made an AI voice of Gilbert Gottfried, but he was always laughing at soundboards of himself and stuff, so I think he'd be okay. IRL people are IRL grieving. Aye. It's all fucked up, innit? It's all fucked up. James Master is perfect. I quite like it. David Lynch family's probably pretty chill and into weird shit, though one would hope they hung out with David Lynch their whole lives. I'll be old Davy Boy. I'll bet old Davy Boy had these exact sorts of dilemmas himself. I think everything he did was ethically and morally grounded, though. He did seem like a genuinely nice guy. Although, have you seen this video, Lynch? Let me show you this. This is interesting.
This idea was born that I would try to pronounce WMM's full username with Cinema Lovers panties in my mouth. So now, this being dedicated to WMM, we're
This is on a live stream, and one of the users is called WMM something.
going to do just that. So, Cinema, are you ready to go?
I'm ready, David.
Fantastic, Cinema. I'm really looking forward to this. So, if you could give me your panties now, and we'll get going.
Okay.
That's beautiful, Cinema.
Here you go, David.
Thank you very much. They're still warm. Okay, now, they're very warm, as a matter of fact, Cinema.
Sorry about that.
Okay, and now, the deal is I'm going to put these panties in my mouth and pronounce WMM's full username. Are you ready? There you go, WMM. You saw it here first. And thank you very much, Cinema, for taking part in this.
You're welcome.
These are, I'm going to keep these panties if you don't mind.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
This is a
Right, David Lynch. There you go. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. It was something, wasn't it? That was something different. Hammy says, I think Lynch would be cool with it.
One of the biggest mysteries of science today is to understand how human infants develop.
Which is to say, how do an infant's skills and capabilities get more and more complex? Pierre-Yves Oudaye is trying to solve this mystery with robots that are capable of learning about each other and their surroundings.
That can by them.
I'm going to mute the audio for this and check it out. I've got a button to do this. Let's see if you can hear when I press the button. See, because the background music that's in this video might be copyrighted and I'm streaming to YouTube, check out this button that I've invented. So here is it without the button.
Acquire
That's it with the
new
button.
skills and new concepts in an open-ended manner.
Oudaye's robots were on display for the general public in Paris at Fondation
Can you hear it?
Cartier. And David Lynch is the artist who designed the robot heads, which convey, well, let's have Lynch say what they convey.
each viewer, they'll feel a little personality come through. I think they would want to be, friends with the robot.
Valley says my ears hate this. Alright, I'll put it back to the music.
The robots can sense the world around them in three ways.
The first is curiosity-driven learning.
Curiosity-driven learning, whereby the robots explore how to control and manipulate objects.
Yeah, they're curious little beings, yeah.
Then the second is imitation.
Imitation of people.
Look at that, they're watching.
I hate this music, man. Why would you put fucking this music over the top?
They're thinking, they're trying to figure things out. They seem to be learning something.
And the final mechanism.
Spontaneously inventing a new language.
I mean, they're kind of cool. That's like something you would see in a technology media course or something like that in GFT. Sorry, Jim, I know you worked hard on the button. I didn't. I just took 2 wee seconds. It was very, very easy. So you're trying to impress the producer a click, 100%. I don't know. There is a bit of difference between him creating wee entities out of stepper motors versus synthetically doing a seance, more or less, which is kind of what I've been doing here. But everybody knows it's fake and emulated and simulated. But I think somebody somewhere should be doing that sort of stuff so as that we can find where the boundaries and the parameters and all of the stuff is. And I say this as the person that made it. I still don't really know what I feel about it. I think if it was anybody except David Lynch, because his stuff's all kind of weird and challenging anyway. But it is what it is, isn't it? It is what it is. Something different at the end of the day. Okie dokie, I'm going to hang out with Rachel. She's finished her work. I maybe fancy a pizza. We'll maybe get a pizza in tonight and sit down and watch it. Watch Severance. Scroobius Pip says, I think his family would be begging you to put AI Lynch back on about halfway through the pants in the mouth video. My David Lynch can't put pants in his mouth. That's for sure. The pants in the mouth video is fucking weird, innit? I don't know his relationship with her either. He was speaking to her and he said her username rather than her actual name. I don't know anything about that video other than just the video. I've seen it out of context. They do seem close, but imagine they weren't close and she was like a moderator for his live stream or something like that. Or a member of staff or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. So I'm going to maybe look into it. Hopefully not related, I think they were stunt pants. They could have been stunt pants. It could have been a big ruse. There could have been a pant switch off screen, sorry. But that's what I like about David Lynch's stuff, man. Always got his wondering, what the fuck? What, David Lynch? He's like that. So it is what it is. I hate that I saw that. Nobody's sharing that video since he died. So I thought I'd show you it because I didn't see that video getting shared around Twitter after he died. I think it's just banter. And I think it was alright. Mods are getting nervous for their pants. I'm sure David Lynch is a lovely man. Everybody who's worked with him and spoke about him on screen just said that he was sound. So, aye. Maybe he does some special trickery every Halloween and that was it. Aye. Kind of like how I ate a paper hat. Maybe there's some secret off-screen sort of stuff. Listen, everybody, I'm going to bounce because I'm this close to be getting misattributed to calling David Lynch a wrongin', and that's certainly not what I'm doing. Did you see 1030? He did a really disrespectful AI recreation of David Lynch, and then he made allegations about how he treats women. I'm not saying any of that. So I'm going to bounce. Also, see a couple of streams ago when I started chatting shit about the environment, I'd like to apologise for that. There's people out there doing genuine work, they just stop oil people and all that sort of stuff. And I was sitting, essentially doing an LBC phone-in. Pish. I had no idea what I was talking about. So I retract all the comments that I made there. Just absolutely no idea what I was talking about. Anybody that can do anything, even just a drop, to help us in this struggle against global catastrophe is a good guy in my book. Cade's on, job done. Cade's on, we're streaming and we are raiding Cade. Boom shakalaka. Mass retraction. There we go. Listen, everybody, thanks very much. Is that raid worked? /raid. Cade Smith. There we go. Thanks very much for coming in, everybody. Keep it real, take it easy. My name's James Houston, and Houston's boosting. Might be on later tonight, but probably not. I'll be on over the weekend, though, so don't worry about that. We've still got this bloody hardware interface to build. Anyway, I've done everything that I would like to do today, except to do the magic trick. What happened to your vid? Oh, the Radiohead video. Fuck aye. It's on YouTube, Ian. Sorry, I forgot about it. See if you Google Big Ideas Don't Get Any by James Houston. The first minute, 20 seconds is a big wooden television. The YouTube version is slightly better than the Vimeo version is slightly better than the YouTube version. Sorry, I did a bait and switch. I'm very sorry about that. Cheers, everybody. Here's your magic trick. Sorry about that. See if you're in on my next stream. I'll show you the Radiohead video. It was a big deal. They put it on their website and stuff. Here's a magic trick. Was that good? I think that was good. I think the lean in is unnecessary. Anyway, see you later. Bye. Love you. Bye. Bye then. Please follow Cade. I like Cade. They're cool. Please follow Cade when you get in if you aren't already. Bye. Bye then.
안 찍었지? 아 찍었죠. 찍었어? 네 찍었죠. 진짜? 네. 저는 뭐 뭐를 걸어야 돼 여기서 지금.